It's a game day morning. Well, yeah, sort of, kind of. Here on Birds 365, the Eagles will play a game tonight. Don't know how many really important Eagle players are going to play, as per who's going to decide how good they're going to be over 17 games during the regular season. But it's a game day here on Birds 365. And yes, we're going to try and get fired up. All right, maybe not. But I do have a fire question to start the show, believe it or not, today. Johnny Mac, where you are at in South Jersey, when you got the dog out this morning, could you smell the fire in the air?
Atco? Yeah,
from
that was
Atco?
No, I couldn't. But I have a bad sense of smell these days, so I'm not probably the person to ask. But because my wife smells everything, and I'm like, I don't smell that. I'm like,
Did she get out now early this morning or last night?
She's in South Carolina, so
so you had you didn't have your sniffer in town.
Yeah.
Last night got the dog out and I could smell it, and this morning I got the dog out, and Malton isn't exactly right on top of Atco. That's 5 miles away.
That's a ways away.
Man.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. They shut down the Atco Raceway, and all of a sudden there's a big wildfire there. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little insurance fraud. I don't know.
There's John, a job for John McMullen, crack investigator. Get working on that, McMullen. We shall see. But despite the fact that you got up this morning in South Jersey, get out, and you thought, well, wait a minute. Am I living in Maui? Am I supposed to have better weather than this? No, it was in Atco, New Jersey, and we hope everything turns out okay there. I hope everything turns out today after the Eagles game tonight. Don't know exactly what we're going to learn. Don't know exactly what is going to be accomplished. Yes, the Eagles will feel better about the decisions they have to make on Tuesday when it comes to cutdown day. But then again, they're even on record as saying that they get more out of the joint practices than they do the actual preseason games. So if it's based on who the best fighters are, well, and maybe somebody moved up in the Eagles' estimation on Tuesday afternoon. Johnny Mac, what are we going to get out of tonight's game?
A little sleep. It's an 8 o'clock game because of Amazon.
Yeah, and by the way, since we're starting off with whining, let me go first.
Yeah.
8 o'clock
conspiracies and whining. That's what people tune in for.
8 o'clock game, which I know Johnny Mac's not happy about, not kicking it off till 8 o'clock. And then number 2, shame on me. I should have known this long ago, certainly yesterday, and not like 20 minutes before the show started today. I happened to notice it. The game tonight is on Prime Video.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Now, it's funny because they asked me this, and I'm like, I don't pay attention to where it's on. So
neither do I. That's why I didn't notice it till 20 minutes ago. Wait, whoa. What do you mean it's not on NBC?
I knew it was an Amazon game. I knew that because they made a big deal out of it. But I assumed there's always a local component for the local fans. I assumed there would be a local component on top of Amazon. I don't know if there is or isn't.
There is not. I just checked because I wanted to double check because it's on Amazon. All right. I said I made note for the show. For those of our streamers who aren't in the area, because we got people who've moved out of Philadelphia, live where they're tied to Philadelphia, still watching Mac on Birds 365. They feel like they're still in town here, getting prepped for their bird season. I was going to tell them, yeah, I got bad news for you. It's going to be on Amazon Prime if you're out of town. Then I go to my cable, and I'm going to record tonight because I record every Eagles game to be able to go back and watch stuff. If I miss something, if there's a debatable play, go back and record it. Oh, no, you got re-airs of SVU tonight on NBC 10. There is no Philadelphia Eagles broadcast tonight on NBC 10, and that's one of the things that stinks, and I get it. The NFL's cashing a check, a mega check for streaming purposes. You can't record streaming broadcasts. There is no record function for you to be able to watch the game. So I'm not going to be able to go back and check what somebody did in the third quarter.
I think you can rewatch it, but I'm not even positive about that.
Right, but then you got to go. You got to rewind. It's just not as easy as it is for just recording purposes on the DVR.
No, definitely not as easy. Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was surprised. Typically, I think they got around that rule because it's a preseason game. I think in the regular season, you still have to have that local component. Like if it's on not only Amazon, but even ESPN, or you have to have a local component. And I guess because of the preseason, nobody cares, and nobody should care.
Oh yeah, they should, because you're getting shortchanged if you're a fan
Well,
who wants to watch
they're
it on
already
ABC.
getting shortchanged. They're getting far more shortchanged by the level of play out there. The first and second teamers are working in joint practices behind the curtains. The fans don't get to see it. And then they got to roll out and watch Tanner McKee and Ian Book. Well, they're probably excited about Tanner McKee.
Tanner McKee, they want to know when Tanner McKee's playing. John McMullen's going to tell them today how much Tanner McKee's going to play.
I'm not going to tell you. We didn't even ask the damn question about who's going to play in this game because, it's that. Personally, it's that meaningless, but there's a lot of stuff going on. We got to address. God, I thought we were going to get through it, Jody. I really thought we were going to get through it with Jonathan Taylor. I really thought
Jonathan Taylor route. Yeah,
I really thought we were going to get through it, and he got one knucklehead out there throwing bullshit against the wall and hoping it sticks. Right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. Howie Roseman doesn't talk to Adam Schefter about the Philadelphia Eagles. Doesn't talk to Adam Schefter. So he isn't talking to Joe Blow from NFL ... Stop it. Stop it, people. Look at the history of this organization. Does Jonathan Taylor want to come here for 1 year and not get a contract extension and go for a Super Bowl? Does he want to do that? I doubt it. Maybe he's from Salem, New Jersey. Maybe he's an Eagles fan. I don't even know if he's an Eagles fan. But, I mean, the window was so small. And then, you have these, I don't know what you want to call them, speculators, I guess. You can't call them agri. Howie calls about everybody. He does his due diligence. They're already in town. He's talking to Chris Ballard on the sideline. I mean, right. They're there. He likes to get, I guarantee he calls about Trey Lance because he doesn't want Trey Lance, but he wants to know what the value is around the league. He wants to see what other people are doing and jockeying back and forth for his own edification. And so when he's got to move and he understands the market and all that kind of stuff. So he always does his due diligence. So people throw that out there. Eagles called about insert name. They call about everybody. Everybody. I wish we could go back pre-draft, and I'm not even getting into the football part of it. Just bring up our Bijan Robinson shows during the Bijan 365 season. It doesn't even, you got Jalen Hurts. You're not going to bring the best running back in and then feel, oh, we got to run the football like it's 1975 or whatever. Just stop it. Stop it with this stuff. I'm begging people.
The report you're referring to is Evan Massey from Yardbarker, which is a reputable, not a top flight, but a reputable website that covers sports. And he quoted as per his report, the Eagles were one of the more aggressive pursuers. Well, that leaves it open for a lot of interpretation. What makes you one of the most aggressive pursuers of Jonathan Taylor? And how many were there? 4, 5, 6, 7 teams?
Well, Stephen Holder's covered the Colts for a long time. He's had the most credible report. 6 teams expressed interest. 2 offered something. We know Miami's one of them. I forget the other one.
I don't think they reported the other one. I'm guessing Evan Massey
somebody else
would be
did.
the Eagles.
Somebody else did. It's not the Eagles.
Right, but I think they reported that 2 teams made an offer, one of which was the Dolphins. So the other of which is not known. And I'm guessing that Evan Massey thinks it's the Eagles because he termed them one of the most
No, what I'm
aggressive
saying
pursuers.
is Steven reported, what I'm saying is Steven reported there were 2 and identified one.
Right. But he
And
didn't identify the other.
then somebody else came in and identified the other one. I'll look it up in the break.
I have not seen that.
I'll look it up.
If you know who it is, you can find who it is. Please do so, because I have not seen the other team identified.
It's not.
But it wasn't
the
Eagles. You're saying?
No, it's not the stinking Eagles.
And you know, yesterday I said here on the show, what percentage chance could the Eagles get something like this done? And I went to 0, not 0.1, which I usually like to do because you never really know. You always like to leave yourself that little trap door to get. No, I'm so confident I'm going to absolute 0 that the Eagles are acquiring Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I hate to use the terms 0 or 100% because, you know, if he wants to play out his rookie deal, the whole reason he's sitting out is he doesn't want to. So if he changes his mind and he wants to play for nothing essentially and come to the Eagles for 1 year and try to chase a Super Bowl ring, and the Colts are willing to come down on their asking price, and the Eagles aren't happy with their running back situation, that's part of it as well, which that's the most, honestly, the easiest part. I could see them not being happy. Howie would have to say, you know what, these guys aren't good enough. And but I don't even think he's a fit for what the Eagles do. I've talked about it a lot of times. In 2017, I could go on a whole rant about how this stuff works, but I'm not going to do it. You know, you have people speculate and hoping it comes true. That's what it is, Jody.
Right.
I'll leave it at that.
Because it's a major name, and if you're covering the Philadelphia Eagles in part, full-time, whatever else, you want to try and draw attention to the minimalist possibility. Yeah, Kenny Gainwell could break his ankle today. Now, it's not going to be in the game because he's not playing in the game, but he could step out of the shower and fall down and break his ankle, and then that would change the Eagles' position. But as of right now, as we sit here at 8:16 a.m. on a game day Thursday, it makes no sense whatsoever. The Eagles are going to be involved in bidding for the arguably best back in the league. Now, he was 2 years ago. He wasn't last year, but he's one of the best backs in the league. But you got to factor everything in: his desire to renegotiate, his mindset, the Colts. First of all, he's hurt. So miraculously, he's going to get better as soon as he shows up at the new team. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's not happening here in Philadelphia. But for those of you who want to dream the dream, the always ready to acquire the best available player, Philadelphia Eagles, because Howie Roseman's pretty damn good at chugging a cap. I get it. Just don't get disappointed when it doesn't happen, because McDonald and McMullen are telling you, don't hold your breath. You'll suffocate. It's not happening. He's not coming here to Philadelphia. All right, we'll take our first time out of the day. Scott Grayson, Fox 29 sports director and the host of Props and Locks, does a very good job on Fox 29. Oh, by the way, tune in tonight, Fox 29. Catch Scott's sports report. Just don't think you're going to see the Eagles, because that is a usual broadcast outlet for the Eagles. Fox, during most of the games, will be on Fox this year. Oh, not tonight. And it won't be on NBC 10. And they may do with Michael Barkan et al. An Eagle pre- and post-game show. Are you guys doing a post-game show tonight, Johnny Mac?
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
You'll be right here on JAKIB both before and after the game. If you want to watch the actual game, you better have a smart TV, because it is being streamed on Amazon Prime.
Well, you can do it anywhere, on your phone, your iPad. That's the whole point.
But you got to be an Amazon Prime subscriber.
Yeah, but which, by the way, is like $179 now. I mean, it keeps going up. When we first joined Amazon Prime, I know you're in the Amazon Prime household as well. I get a damn package every day.
Same here.
It was $99. It's now $179.
Ooh, it's almost doubled in the last couple. Well, you know, that's paying for the NFL package. That's what it is. The Thursday night games. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, it's part of it, certainly.
Yeah. So be ready to stream the Eagles. You're streaming here with us, so we know you're already ahead of the streaming game. So I guess it's not as big a deal for them as it is for someone like me. I'm just ticked off that I can't be watching it and setting my DVR for it and then being able to go back and jog through the plays tomorrow morning when I need to be ready for the Friday game day after edition of Birds 365. Yeah, I get it. It's a big check. That's why the NFL's doing this streaming thing. So get used to it. Then it's going to be the only way for you to watch the Eagles game tonight. Those third string battles are going to be key for the Birds tonight. We'll talk about that and everything else Eagles related with Scott Grayson from Fox 29. He's sliding in next here on Birds 365.